Gonna break something, man.
Loud noises.
Loud noises. Here we are again, everybody. Welcome into the van. Another BRV short with Wade and Hayden, bringing you in the van to say hello.
What's up?
We got another couple of stories from the webs. It is your turn.
Oh yeah,
to bring a story tonight.
Fully prepared.
But yeah, we always chit chat before we get going. How you been, man? What's going on?
Good.
I gotta get situated again. This happened to me last week.
Not to jump right in it, but I do have a funny story to tell.
Oh, already?
Yeah,
do it.
It actually happened today, and as soon as it happened, I said, if I don't talk about this on the show tonight, I'm an idiot. But so, anyways, my 3.5-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Star of the show.
He's sitting on the couch next to me, and my Dotson Kirby. We probably talked about him before. He's laying on the couch as well.
Kirbotronic.
Kirbotronic.
Yeah.
And Kirby's not fixed. Kirby still has his balls.
He does.
Yeah. And Harding looks down and goes and pokes him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kirby growls at him like, "Arr!" Like
stay off my balls.
The Harding says, Daddy, what are those? And I said, those are his testicles, buddy.
Okay, so you're just
I just
scientific.
went right for the proper now, you know.
I don't
go.
expect anything less from you.
I was like, those are his testicles, buddy. And he's like, oh. And I was like, you have them too. You know, those things that you have, that's what those are. Your testicles. And
okay, you just went there. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay. And just like got it. Like, was like, okay, I get that.
Okay,
he's a boy.
Yeah.
He's a boy dog. And
yeah.
he goes, does Natty have them? Our girl dog. I'm like, nope, she doesn't. You know, she's a girl dog.
Here we go.
And so he got it. And he was just like satisfied with that answer. And then a little bit later, Deanne's in the kitchen and Harding just walks up to her and goes, I have tentacles.
Oh,
and Deanne's
God,
like, what?
and
so he goes, Kirby has
perfect.
tentacles and I have tentacles.
Oh, dude, that is so perfect. That is.
Yes, that's awesome.
That couldn't be better. That could not be better.
Yeah.
Tentacles.
Tentacles. And Kirby has tentacles and I have tentacles.
I mean, all I could think about is the show Big Mouth on Netflix.
Oh.
I cannot get over this show. I'm telling you, when you said testicles, I was like, he's going there already. Like at the very beginning, like at first I was like, why is your dad having sex wearing a messenger bag? And then I was like, whoa, that's just his balls.
You should have had that audio.
That voice kills me of his hormones. So
but yeah,
I'm so glad that you went
kids never
bald.
cease to entertain.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
Plump tomato. Yeah. So
It just
good.
goes on and on
So-
and on.
So good. Such a funny show. But yeah, tentacles. Cole refers to his as a gym dog. So that's what we call it. Cole, quit playing with your gym dog.
I mean, we use the word wiener.
Yeah.
Wiener.
Yeah, we do gym dog.
Gym dog.
I don't know. It's just happened one day.
Deanne always tells the funny story of when she was a little kid, her grandmother, or mamaw as she was called, would call it her frog. Talking about a vagina, would call it a frog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not a kitty.
Nope, frog.
Okay, a frog. Yeah. All right, that works.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. Yeah, I don't really know how to move on. Speaking of penises. Yeah, that was so good for the people that's a little bit of nostalgia for our, hardcore podcast listeners. That was like 4 or 5 episodes in a row. You just had to segue into something penis.
All penises.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah. That's just it was a part of my life. We moved on. Dark period. What else you want to talk about before we get going? Well, hey, speaking of this kind of format,
Don't let me stop you here.
Of us going through a list of things we're not going to talk about before we get into the thing we're actually going to talk about. That actually was kind of nice last time.
Yeah.
So, other than tentacles, what else we got here?
Did you see the thing with China? So the China got rid of the one-child policy.
I actually did hear about that.
Because they need more workforce or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So get this. China had a data breach exposing that the government had compiled record of every woman in China who is, quote, breed ready. Obviously, that's translated directly from Chinese, but it included their name, their address, their phone number, and their age. I guess to make it to where it's like a government matchmaking project where they were trying to get people together to make children.
They're like, these ones are ready to go now.
These are ready to go now. This is the breed ready list.
Wow.
They got busted with it, like somebody. Data
Man,
breach.
the things they do over there is just insane.
That's extreme communism for you.
They're
then,
just
right?
breed ready. Unbelievable.
Breed ready.
Well, I remember when we were in our good run of doing a show every week and just doing crazy amounts of research. I remember talking about China lifting that one child thing, and about fertility clinics were starting to get overloaded and stuff with requests because they were like, I'm gonna need that now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need that. We froze those.
Yeah, or too many dudes got themselves clipped, or just
like,
because
no!
we can't have another kid, you know, like not going through that.
They're going around lying to women.
Yeah,
they're like, no, I'm good. Let's just practice. Like, come on,
just practice.
Oh, it didn't take. Let's try again. They can just lie.
Oh my god. Also, I'm sure that you saw the Full House star. What's her name? Lori Loughlin.
Oh yeah, the admissions thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how crazy is that, man?
Yeah, I thought it was funny because all it looks like to me is it's just a bunch of bratty rich kids that are
buying their way into college,
buying their way into fancy schools, and she's going to prison. How does someone like her get into that? Is what I
they find some shady dude that just knows who to pay off.
Yeah,
he's basically a con man. And after reading a little bit about it, I didn't read much how the scheme itself
apparently
worked.
They were involved in like connecting these people.
Correct. They were parents.
Yeah,
they were parents like of children trying to go to school at certain places.
Right.
So there's this other guy, I forget his name, Singer, I think.
I don't know.
Is the guy that was orchestrating all of it. He's just a sleazy dude that could pick out. He could walk into a room and he could pick out the person that he could turn. And then he would go approach that person, bribe them, turn them. And he just was very good at picking out the people that he could bribe. And he would go to these. He found 2 or 3 testing facilities in the country.
Status 5,000.
So he would bribe the people at these SAT, ACT testing centers, and then be able to tell these parents, "You send your kid to this center, we can get them the exact score we want. Just pay me $75,000." But then he was taking it a step further, and he was like creating fake profiles of these people's kids so that they, not athletes, making them look like star soccer players.
Yeah.
Paying coaches to recruit them and give them a scholarship. Crazy shit, dude. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Money will get you anything. It's insane.
You'll love this one. A federal appeals court in Michigan made a decision that it is in fact your First Amendment rights to flip off a highway cop. Apparently,
that's freedom of speech.
Yeah, apparently a lady got pulled over back in 2017 for like speeding or something like that. It apparently wasn't by a lot though. So whenever they got their citation, which apparently they wrote for like the minimal amount, they still put their finger in the air out the window
when he was driving off.
When he was pulling off. And the cop pulls him back over and says, "You know, I'm going to go ahead and write you another ticket for the amount that I didn't write you for the first time. So here's your other ticket." And
yeah, I don't think you can do that.
You can't. And so went to federal court, and the lady won. So you can, in fact, flip off the cop if you want to.
In what state, though?
In Michigan.
Okay.
In Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what would happen
in
here.
Alabama, they allow you. You get the beat stick for that. Yeah. So don't do that in Alabama.
You got any?
Yeah, I got a couple. I
mean, I could go on, but I know that you, in the nature of you, have got one.
I have a couple. The college basketball scandal that's going on is getting really, really good.
You're talking about like the stuff that's been going on for a while.
Yeah,
like
a year ago or so.
Stuff's coming to light now.
All the indictments that came down.
Yeah.
LSU's basketball coach, this guy named Will Wade, used to coach around these parts, University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
I know who Will Wade is.
Yeah, and coached at UTC, and now he's some big shot that's caught on wiretaps.
Oh my God!
Talking about the phraseology he's using when he's talking about it. He's saying things like, "Why isn't this shit taken care of yet? It's not that hard. Like, it's only $100,000. This kid's only gonna. It's not like he's a first round draft pick. He's gonna be here 2 or 3 years. Like, saying it in ways as though he's done it 100 times before.
Oh my God!
So he's dead meat, right? Yeah. So it's getting really good. I just hope Kansas stays clean. I hope they were smart enough, to have a bag man or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going on everywhere. But then before you get in your story, I do feel like I have to address something. It might take just a minute if I may.
Okay.
Okay. I want to discuss the proper reaction at a food establishment to when your order is wrong. Okay, so we're going to kind of walk through a scenario or two and kind of...
I'm a fairly reasonable patron, so...
You're a very reasonable person. So I was with a friend of mine the other night, and we went to dinner at a place, and he asked for a certain type of wine, a Cabernet, and out comes a white wine.
Like, completely wrong.
Like
opposite ends of the wine spectrum.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I want a sliced orange, and then you get an apple.
Yeah.
Okay? And, so he just takes it, and he's like, dude, I mean, okay, whatever. You know, I'm not even, she obviously doesn't know anything about wine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. And here I am sitting on my side doing what we do for a living, and all my brain can think is, don't you think that her boss would appreciate knowing that she doesn't know a damn thing about wine? I mean, maybe he knows, but maybe he doesn't think it's going to affect his customer service. So, again, my brain, totally different place than his brain. He was not even thinking that, all right? So then something else came back, and it was messed up. And I asked him the question. I said, so when do you say something? Because
you're going to coach him at the table?
Because he was totally ready to just take it and be like, you know what, maybe I say something on my way out the door. But I don't know, I'll probably just end up just dealing with it. And I'm like, oh, that's like killing me, right?
Right.
Absolutely killing me. So rewind a month or so ago to a dinner that I went to with some people from work. Some other like-minded individuals, right?
Okay.
That also see things the way that I see them in terms of the way that people operate. And it went total opposite. So we got some steaks. Out of the 12 of us, 7 of the 12 steaks were cooked wrong.
Wonderful.
Sure, right? Bad. They get sent back. They come back. We're pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
I got something else. I think I got chicken, and it was delicious, by the way. So the second set of 7 comes back. All 7 of them are wrong a second time.
What are we talking here? Like ordering it medium and getting it well done kind of nonsense?
Correct. Ordering it rare and getting it well done, or whatever.
Or just
everything
bad.
Everything wrong. Yeah. Right? Totally wrong. So, and the manager gets dressed down to a level that I was not like proud to be associated with necessarily. Like it was fun, both fun to watch from an outsider's perspective, because this guy's face just progressively went to like terror. You know? But 2 things. One, how do you not cut that steak open and check it before you come out of the back before the second time?
Yeah, I mean, but that's also a crime to cut their steak. I mean, you don't do that. But at the same time, a good chef that knows how to cook steak also knows how long at what heat to cook that steak to make it to the correct order.
So that's what happened. I mean, it was steak flopped down, cut open, stabbed, shown to the gentleman, and it was like, what does that look like to you?
It's brown.
Yeah, it's brown. Long story short, what is the proper way to react when something is wrong one time versus when something is wrong 2 times? Because you strike me as a person that wouldn't say anything at all the first time.
Oh, no. I mean, I've sent stuff back. I mean, but I'm also not very picky, which is, like, now if I ordered a nice steak and it was incorrect, I ordered it rare and it comes back like brown in the middle, like, I'm going to say something.
Don't
get me wrong. I will. Like, that's not... But if I were to order and they bring it back again, like well done again, I don't know how I'd react. It's never happened to me before, but I feel like I'd be like, we're just going to get some dinner somewhere else. Like, if it happened twice. Yeah. I have definitely walked out of restaurants before. Don't get me wrong.
After having been there for like 45 minutes to an hour, like waiting on your food, that's just rough. Yeah. So, I mean, it is. It's one of those, how do you react? Because
I'm pretty sure it would be a walkout at that point. Be like, you know what, we're going to just eat somewhere else.
Yeah. See, I don't know. A couple years ago, I would probably do that. And something in my brain it doesn't allow me to leave there without saying something to someone.
Right.
It's like, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice by not telling you how terrible that was.
Right.
So anyway, I know that some people are like, just move on. But get it and move on. But what are we really here to talk about
So
tonight?
What we're really here to talk about, speaking of potentially something exploding, like that manager's head.
Explosiva.
So this was an article I was reading from the Associated Press, so I felt like it was fairly credible. But in Spokane, Washington, a semi-truck crashed on Interstate 90, and this was literally just this past Friday. So you may have seen it in the news. After I read this article, I typed it into Google, and there's about 1,000 other articles written about this incident. So you may have actually seen this in your news feed or whatever. But so the driver was a 47-year-old man. He was from Chickasaw, Oklahoma.
Chickasaw? Like Cherokee Choctaw?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hell yeah.
But he did he received a ticket for unattentive driving when he crashed his semi at about 7:15 that day. It basically, you know, the little pull-off things that are like have like containment areas is what they're called, or something like where a semi can emergency pull off of the interstate.
Sure.
They're not everywhere, but they exist.
Yeah, my brain was going to like ones that are on mountains. That's like the truck runoff into sand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, so
it's like a parking area.
He just gets back onto I-90 and for whatever reason gets right off into one of those little containment areas, doesn't realize that's what he's doing, and then just goes barreling into a snowbank.
Got it.
Wrecks. Okay? So the Fairchild Air Force Base, which is nearby, they came in an emergency containment unit to come assist with this wreck.
Okay.
So you may ask yourself, why would the Air Force Base send a containment crew to come help with the recovery of this semi-truck, right? Mm-hmm. So a local story. So I was talking about this with somebody that we know. I'm not going to say their name, but I was talking about Oak Ridge. Okay.
Sure.
And I was like, don't you know what went down in Oak Ridge? And they're like, what? No? Like, what do you mean? I'm like the Manhattan Project, all that stuff. Like
atom bomb, dude.
I was like, you know that they like made all the nuclear material for the atomic bombs like in Oak Ridge, like right down the street.
Right there, man. Yeah.
Like in the mountain, like big centrifuges and all that stuff. And they were like, oh no, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, and also like whenever they ship nuclear material out, which they do still constantly, they have to do it on semi-trucks. And those semi-trucks are right on the road right next to you. Like you would never know it. They're generally like unmarked trucks. When they leave Oak Ridge, they do it in like, I don't know how many at a time, but like it's one of those things where there's like 6 trucks leave at once and they all go a different direction.
Sure.
You know, and you don't know which one has.
Oh, something you see on NBC.
But they really do that.
Yeah, CSI.
Because it's nuclear material. I mean, we're talking expensive, top secret stuff.
Sure.
But anyways, so that's a real thing. Like people really, you could be merging, especially, you know, we have Pellissippi Parkway that comes right out of Oak Ridge, very near here. You could be merging right on next to, you know, parts for a nuclear warhead and not even realize it. Mm-hmm. So anyways, this truck wrecks into the snowbank, and they inside this truck is 16 2,000-pound warheads.
Oh my God.
Not nuclear warheads, but what are they called? Ballistic warheads.
Got
Just
it.
like it's not nuclear, but it's a big bomb. It's a 2,000-pound bomb. You know what?
Just in a semi truck?
Yeah, dude. Like loaded on a trailer, just covered in a semi shell, getting transported to the next place it needs to go to.
Now, see, on the coast, maybe that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to see that shit in Kansas, where they're not.
It was probably headed to a ship because these were like Tomahawk style missiles, like the big ones that.
In Spokane, Washington, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean it's right there on the coast.
And there's an Air Force base
gotta
right nearby.
hide it, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But Jesus,
but dude in the semi hauling the freaking. It doesn't say they're Tomahawk missiles, but it's that kind of missile. You know, the big ones they launch off of ships.
Think about what rank and how big of a badass that semi truck driver is, though, to be in charge of that type of material.
I don't think they know. I think that's
no fucking
Are you sure?
way. No way.
Because a lot of
no way.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
You honestly think that the Air Force?
It doesn't say that the driver knew what his payload was, because I would imagine that trailer is sealed and locked.
I imagine the driver is a very well trained person to act like asshole,
right?
But
I don't know. They may just have it labeled as a type of thing. Like it might be like the label on the side of the truck might say explosive or something like that. You know, like how they have the little labels that they flip over.
Now, don't get me wrong. I realize that a UPS driver doesn't know what's in the boxes, but come on.
I'm just saying, like with some of the stuff that, like, I would imagine that the like thing I was talking about with Oak Ridge, I bet the one that has it doesn't know he has it.
I bet they all think they have it.
Exactly.
I bet they think that they tell all of them they have it.
Right.
So that's
what I mean. Like, he may be driving a truck that he doesn't know. He just knows that it's military equipment and he's supposed to deliver it, and he doesn't know what it is.
There's no way he doesn't know he's got bombs in his truck.
Well, he also was clumsy and ran off the interstate with missiles in his truck,
That's
too.
my point. Like, there's no way but then again, who knows? You know, maybe, just maybe, Hayden, those weren't. Maybe those did not belong to the United States Air Force. And they belonged to somebody else. And then they found out that there was a semi-truck full of bombs that they had to go.
The CIA took it off the road.
Contain. Yeah, the CIA said, "Are they active warheads?" No. Okay, spike strip. Done.
Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of safety protocols in those things to keep them from blowing up.
That sounds...
Like, you probably could, like, slam into it and they wouldn't blow up because of some sort of safety thing that those missiles have. Like, there's a proper sequence to make it go off or something, you know, like.
Yeah.
But still scary to think that there could be.
Yeah, there's got to be something that's got to be slid, some little centrifuge or something, for lack of a better word,
Right.
something that goes in there that activates the bomb.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like plastic explosives, like, and that's not what's in those things, but like, it's like super safe until you charge it with a certain frequency, and then it's extremely explosive. So, like, you know, you can't just accidentally blow up plastic explosives. Like, it takes a certain frequency when you hit it.
Right.
You know, but,
Right.
So I would imagine those warheads probably have something similar. I don't know. I'm just kind of making things up at this point. But
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Rick, our FedEx driver, driving around and not knowing that he's got warheads in his truck. Like, I just don't know, man. I don't know. But, I mean, he is a dipshit. So, like, there's no way they're not telling him. Like, I don't know. I'm on record as saying that the guy that was driving that truck, like, legit thought that he was on the road. He's like a high-ranking officer with our military, or this was a rogue operation, and they took those bombs off the road.
man, I don't know.
And so a bystander saw it, so they had to report it in the news. Otherwise, we would have never heard about it. Like, it'd have been one of those things that never made the news.
Well, I have no idea, but I'm going to go. I think that he just might have known that it's a certain class of
I
materials.
don't know. I like hot
but
takes.
not know what it is.
I like hot takes. I'm going rogue operation. I'm going that this was something that was not. We were not supposed to know about these bombs.
How about this? If you know someone that drives a semi truck, do they know what they're hauling like all the time? Like,
ask them.
Can that be a thing?
Have they ever been in a position where they were hauling something that was, like, I don't know, potentially dangerous, and they found out after the fact?
Yeah, So if you're out there and you know that answer, please let me know, because I'd love to know.
Because there is
I'm too lazy to Google that answer myself.
I know there's a hierarchy of drivers. And, like, I know that the heavier the load and the more dangerous the load, the more you get paid. I do know that.
I would imagine there's
like, those guys that are hauling that 100,000 ton farm equipment and that kind of shit, down the highway, like that stuff.
Dude,
that stuff is incredible.
Speaking of that kind of crazy stuff, before we finish here.
Oh, we got time.
Dude, I saw one of those one time that was just like insane. And it was an I-beam, like a steel I-beam. Who knows what they were building with this thing, because this thing was like, okay, I think a standard semi is like 54 feet or 52 feet.
Have you ever seen them where they were spread out?
That's what I'm talking about, dude. This thing was like 3 semis long, like where nothing connected it.
Yeah.
It was like a wheels at this end, and an I-beam that, no joke, was 150 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Just like...
Seen that before.
Like, I mean, literally, it goes on and on. Like, you could... a low car could go right under it.
Yeah.
Like, because that...
You could Christmas vacation that shit.
Oh, my
easy.
God. Like, Fast and the Furious.
Oh, I was thinking Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes under there.
It happens in both.
Yeah.
But, dude, yeah, I was like, like one of those things where, like, it just keeps going. Like, oh, my God. Like, just look at this thing.
See, I feel like I swear I've seen one where it was, like, hooked to a thing in the middle that was like a cart of just wheels. Like... There was like a...
Oh, there was a middle part?
There was a middle part that was just
God.
like 4 wheels.
That probably is necessary on large things, but because I guess this was one solid steel beam of...
But I remember the one I saw was concrete.
It might need the strength there, but yeah, dude, that beam was so long. It literally
That's hilarious. Yeah, I've
it
seen
literally
that too.
had to be 3 semis long. Like
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they've got to plan out their shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't go on any road.
No,
even certain exits you probably can't get off. Yeah.
That's where you're going.
Straight.
Where are we going? Straight.
Like even just like too much of a hill and you could like grind the steel, you know? Like it was so long. I couldn't even believe it.
A sharp curve?
Yeah.
You're taking up the whole roadway.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, they had the little like wide load and flashing light trucks and all that stuff.
Those pilot cars can eat shit, first of all, because usually it's a dumbass named, you know, Chuck or Tanya, you know, and they don't know how to drive. What the hell? I'm ranting now. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I'm with you. They're annoying. They cars suck.
I'm on the road too much. I just hate people. All of them. You got anything to plug?
Follow us on all the social medias at the Big Red Van Pod. Subscribe to this YouTube channel / podcast channel.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this on any of the podcast mediums, I need you to go to YouTube and open up the YouTube app. I know you have it on your phone. Don't lie to me. And I need you to open up, and I need you to look up the Big Red Van, okay? Look up the Big Red Van on YouTube.
Good instructions.
And I need you to subscribe to that, all right? Because it's the same thing, but you get to see us.
Right.
So, like, you get to...
Hey, you could watch us on your TV. Everybody uses those.
You get to see our fresh kicks. Look at this. Look at this.
Those are some pretty fly kicks.
Shoe game. I'm showing you the bottom of my shoes. Shoe game.
My shoes are not as
on
good.
Fire.
I'm rocking a Jurassic Park t-shirt.
No, Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's where it's at. We got, you know, what are we doing? I don't even know what we're doing.
Let's wrap it up.
Pluggables done.
Yeah, and the Big Red Van Podcast at gmail.com.
Listen,
send us an email.
Listen,
we love
this is going on and on and on, but our listeners love it. We had a review that I don't think we read yet.
Oh man. Well, you're gonna have to pull it up because I don't have it.
I'm gonna disappear from screen for 2 seconds to grab my phone.
Okay. All right. He's gonna disappear because listeners out there, we appreciate
the listeners
those
would have
reviews.
had no idea.
And of course, and viewers because he just left. But of what they were expecting to get for it. We got a review, and you know how we always guarantee if you give us a review, we will read that on air. And so we're gonna read one. Got a new one.
Yeah, we did. It was pretty cool. Oh, I think we want to have 2 new ones.
Oh, it might be a double header. You do one, I'll do the other.
Okay, let me get down here. I don't know where the newest one is. Okay, this is the one that you're gonna have to read.
All right,
because that's I think you know about that one.
So hey guys, great job with the podcast. By the way, this is from Audio XTC. Audiokitits. Sounds like a dinosaur, like Archaeopteryx.
Audiokitits.
Yeah. But hey, guys, great job with the podcast. It's great to listen to on my hour drive to and from work. Perfect combination of perspective, news, and quirky rapport. If I could request a topic, I'd love to hear more on Star Wars. Amen.
Oh, man.
Its current
I'm gonna
state.
have to take that week off.
And then in parentheses here, its current state, the future, and any common debates, your review of each episode, etc. He really wants us to go for it.
Yeah, he does.
Or a whole episode on sci-fi fantasy altogether, except Star Trek, which I disagree with you, sir. Because actually Star Wars is fantasy, and you know that. But you may actually know / remember me. I met you both in person for a Hoth-like battle trivia summer last night. Yes, I do remember this. Went to Star Wars night trivia, and it was awesome. But he says, hint, it rhymes with Dak, P.S., Dak. Oh, funny. Joke.
It's a joke that only you and him get. Got it.
And myself are still up for a guest appearance if you'll have us on, or just me. Haha. So we are the droids you're looking for. May the force be with your podcast. So yeah, dude, we're gonna have to reach out to you and get you on the podcast if you're wanting to get down, because you know we love a good guest. But yeah, man, that was a fun night doing the. We almost won. Came close. You know what question we didn't know? They wanted to know who plays the Ewok in Return of the Jedi, obviously in a suit because he's a little bear man.
That's it.
And who wears the Ewok suit that is also in Harry Potter, that is the guy that opens the safe when they go to the Gringotts Bank. You know that guy's name?
Peter Dinklage.
No. It was not someone that famous.
Okay.
No one knew. But We missed that one and one other question, but I can't remember what it was. But
would it be what's the word if you are like against little people?
Sizest.
Sizest. Would it be sizest of me to say that that's the only little person's name I know? Vern Troyer. Never mind. I take those words out of my mouth. I know 2 of them. I'm not sizest. I know 2. I'm good.
Okay.
Thinking out loud
in the episode.
Thinking out loud. I think I'm good. You know, like I'm glad we wrapped it up that way. That was very good.
I know too.
Solid episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this silliness that we call the Big Red Van. Please go listen to the shows. Go watch us on YouTube. But for now, we're going to catch you on the next one.